Hi friends! Raven Pines here with a short commentary for you. So a few weeks ago, I was in a Discord voice call with a friend of mine and he showed me a video about the Viking Manyata situation from last year. This video in particular was made by Kimimorra's Brothel, previously known as Ancap Otaku. Now I'm going to be calling him Ancap for this video because his new username is kinda questionable if you ask me. For those of you who don't know, he does anime-related videos and he has made lots and lots of videos about Death Battle. Back to the Viking Manyata situation, there is a video by the anime trailer that takes an objective look at the whole ordeal. The link for it is in the description if you are interested. And another thing, there is a content warning. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but there are mentions of sexual assault and suicide in this commentary. If these topics trigger you, then I apologize for that, and I am sorry for what you had to go through with these types of things. I encourage you to click off this video and practice any form of self-care you need. Your health is much more important than a video on YouTube. As for the rest of you, proceed with caution. I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I do not support what both sides have done during the whole situation. Anyone can take any side they want, but I ask for all of you watching to not fight over this for the sake of everyone's sanity, including mine. Are we clear on that? Okay, now, without further hesitation, let's begin.
You're telling me that if I open this door right now...
Fine, open it.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
Now, apparently this all started when, out of nowhere, people were deciding to make false allegations against Viking Manyata, saying that, oh, well, Viking Manyata inappropriately touched me, or he's a creep, or whatever. And naturally, a lot of people were skeptical, and it became revealed that actually a lot of these people who were supposedly victims were actually just Viking Manyata fans that gave their consent for him to hug them. And of course, a hug and even a kiss on the head or a cheek is a perfectly innocent act. I think any sane person can agree with that.
Under certain circumstances, though. With the underage fans being hugged by Vic, there is a possibility that it was simply unwanted physical contact. In fact, lots of people have been using unwanted advances in other people, including coworkers, that result in that person either resigning from the company they work for or getting fired. For example, John Lasseter, as the former head of Pixar and Walt Disney Animation, had been making unwanted physical contact with his employees on many different occasions according to insiders. This led John to leave Pixar and Disney. So it makes sense that this type of behavior is being called out and the people who are role models to their fans and employees/coworkers are being held accountable for their actions.
You're telling me that if I open this door right now...
Fine, open it.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
And now, the moment you've been waiting for, how is my favorite voice actor involved in this? Well, to be honest, there's not a lot of voice actors I like, but there is one in particular that I've been a big fan of since the earliest days of me being an anime fan, back when I was a noob, and that is Monica Rial, and oh boy does she deserve her own segment, because what she did is nothing short of disgusting, and all I can say is, I can never support this woman ever again after what she did. So, she decides to not only turn against Viking Manyata, likely out of jealousy of his success, but she then decides to play the victim for no reason whatsoever, and then out of nowhere, conveniently, her last trump card, oh, well, I was actually assaulted by Viking Manyata, except I just didn't know about all these allegations, even though her story doesn't add up, because supposedly these allegations have existed for 2 decades, and you would think Monica Rial would know that, because she's been a part of the voice acting industry, at least from the anime perspective. She's been a part of it for quite a long time, and she's 40 years old. You would think she would have enough knowledge to understand how these kinds of things work. And she starts pulling out all these bullshit stories and tweets like, oh, he's a creep, he assaulted me, but I didn't say anything but because I didn't know, even though supposedly I also knew that this has been happening for 2 decades, and that's why I condemned him. But then, furthermore, she keeps going and going and doubling down, and it just makes no sense. She has to keep changing her story, which is the easiest way to tell if someone is lying.
Okay, I had to find an appropriate place to cut in because I have some things to say about Monica Rial's involvement. While yes, what she did was kinda scummy on her part, that doesn't excuse you from insulting her, which is gonna come up later on. Also, it's not good to assume that it was out of jealousy. There is a slight possibility that Monica didn't feel comfortable around Vic due to her alleged assault from him. Plus, you don't leave any sources to back up your claims in the description, so this could easily be lied about.
But eventually, we got the answer. As after Viking Manyata got fired from Rooster Teeth and Funimation, and by the way, this is directly to you, Funimation. Fuck you. You have no motherfucking integrity, you worthless pieces of shit. I hope you go bankrupt, and I hope lots of people join the hashtag boycott Funimation. You do not deserve to have jobs. Do you understand me? You do not deserve to have jobs. You deserve to go bankrupt. Here's one thing you need to understand, Funimation. You are at the mercy of your consumers, not the other way around. We own you. You are our bitch. And the sooner you come to understand that, the better. But since you don't understand that, I can promise you, you will go bankrupt. There is no turning back from what you've done. And as for Rooster Teeth, fuck you. You make shitty anime. RWBY is one of the worst TV shows I have ever seen in my life, and the only reason why people even like RWBY is because we live in an era of mediocrity. Okay? I promise you, your garbage little show, if it came out back in the 90s or the early 2000s, it would not have gotten past one fucking season. Fuck you, Rooster Teeth. You suck dick. You make shitty TV shows, and you too deserve to go bankrupt. Okay? You make Death Battle look like they have credibility. In fact, Death Battle has more integrity than you do. Okay? And that's really saying something, Rooster Teeth. So to you, Rooster Teeth and Funimation, I offer you my sincerest fuck yous. I can promise you, you are going to regret this for the rest of your life, because at the end of the day, the customer is always right. And you should pray every day to God, or thank him if you even believe in God, that we do not live in a true capitalist system. Because if you did, all of us would be going to your competitors. And guess what? You would go bankrupt, and you would all be out of a job, like you deserve.
Am I the only one who finds this message to be really toxic? From a business perspective, both Rooster Teeth and Funimation did the right thing in firing Vic. What do I mean? Well, if a company finds out that some of their employees have allegations on their hands, chances are that their instinct is to investigate these allegations and fire them if said allegations were true, right? The same thing can apply to other companies, especially those in the media landscape. For further proof, I highly encourage you to look into the Chris Savino situation. An article about it will be in the description. But to sum it up though, Chris Savino was fired from Nickelodeon Studios after several allegations of sexual assault and misconduct came about. You see, Ancap, you want companies to be vigilant about what their employees are doing, right? If you think that providing a non-hostile work environment for employees is considered, quote, not having integrity, then you need to reconsider your life choices. I'm sorry, but that's the harsh truth.
You're telling me that if I open this door right now...
Fine, open it.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
It's time for the anime community to take a stand against this, okay? Because this is inexcusable. Boycott Funimation, boycott Rooster Teeth, don't buy their products, and if you have any merchandise of theirs, destroy it or burn it. Videotape you doing it, put it online, and send it to Funimation, Rooster Teeth, Monica Rial, and anyone else that is taking part in this scandal. Even if we have to crash the anime market in the West if we must, because this is completely unacceptable. And I am not going to purchase anything from Funimation ever again. I'm not going to support Rooster Teeth, not that I ever did, because as I stated, Rooster Teeth sucks dick. And I most certainly am not going to support you, Monica Rial, ever again, you fucking worthless bitch. She voiced so many characters that I love, especially one in my all-time favorite anime, another, Misaki. She was a character that I loved so much because I found her so relatable, and I saw a lot of myself in her. And she became one of my all-time favorite characters. And the fact that one of my all-time favorite anime characters that I relate to so much is associated with such a disgusting human being, I'll probably never be able to look at those characters ever again. When I hear that voice, I will never be able to unsee all this disgusting behavior that I've seen Monica Rial take part in. And what sucks even more, Misaki was the template for the original character that you have seen me using recently. She was the template for that character. She was the inspiration for it. Now, technically, May is not her character, as it technically belongs to the person who made another. And as it should, because that person is probably a much better person than Monica will ever be, because she is a worthless piece of trash. Just like the rest of you fuckers, telling lies to ruin a man's life over nothing. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. If you dropped dead or hung yourselves tomorrow, nobody would care. In fact, the world would be a better place without you. In fact, please do hang yourself. The less pieces of shit we have out there in the world, the better.
Wow, this really shows how toxic of a human being you really are. Yes, it's okay to call out the people who did bad things during this drama, especially getting Vic's mother involved in the whole thing, but telling those people to kill themselves is really pushing it. Ancap, if this is what you consider an appropriate way to act around other people online and IRL, then I need you to get off the internet, invest in therapy, and grow out of that childish behavior right now. If this continues, then it will get worse and worse. Again, I'm sorry, but that's the harsh truth. I'm gonna end it here, and I don't have any final thoughts for this one. But I will say that I have some other projects in the works, so be on the lookout for those. That's all I have for this video. Until next time, this is Raven Pine saying take care and be kind to one another. Adios!